right. Go. How we go? There we go, hun. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh my God, it's Sunday, October 20th. Is that right? Am I right? It's the 20th today, right? Okay,
It
just making
is.
sure. I'm like, it is the 20th. Yeah, I can't believe it. I was just saying before we went live that it's already the middle of October and we're going to talk about our weekend this weekend, but like it's insane the weather we've been having here. Like it hasn't felt like a regular October. Like we've had some moments, but we lucked out this weekend, definitely did. So,
Yes. So, as some of you might have seen on our social media accounts, we were at Rustic Mama this weekend, and so we were able to we did two sessions, right, hon? We did a step class, of course, and we had some people join us for step, and
there's like
then
12 people that joined us for step.
we also we got to teach how to make some spring rolls. You want to talk about that, hon?
Amazing. Yeah, you want me to talk about that now? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, we're doing that now. I'm so used to him doing announcements, so he didn't tell me how we were doing the
I
show tonight.
will just for
Yeah,
now to just
yeah.
talk. Just go.
He changes the order and doesn't tell me everybody, so this is not what we normally
There's no
do.
order. Go, just talk.
So
Oh
yeah,
my God.
it was a lot of fun actually. I taught them how to make spring rolls, and a lot of people didn't know how to make and how to make them or how easy it was to make them. And honestly, when you are camping and you're making spring rolls in a on a hot plate, um, with an air fryer, of course, but on a hot plate with not your entire kitchen, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, those were awesome and easy." So I was like, "Yay!" So we made a savory spring roll with just like kale and carrots and stuff like that. And then I made them make a an apple spring roll. So I like a little dessert type spring roll. And they were like, "Oh my God." And one lady, it was so sweet. She's like, "My son is learning how to cook and I'm teaching him how to cook with the air fryer because I feel comfortable with him using the air fryer right now." I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense. It's a great little way." So she's like, "I can't wait to show him how to make spring rolls." I was like, "That's awesome. That's awesome." No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun with that. There was a big group of us too. There was 12. There's
Yeah, we were, and step was fun too. What's cool is that they were all really good. Like they learned they were able to do. We had to do an extra song with them because they were so good. We did basic
yeah.
because we always do step basic for our rustic mama sessions, and we went and did like all regular songs. And we do basic, three songs, four moves, and then we did our last song. And we are like, we have time. You guys want to do another one? They were so good. And then when we had the party that night, Saturday night, last night, we actually always sometimes do a demo of step, and so. Three of our classmates came up. Not all of them came up. Some of them were too shy, but three of them came up and they killed it. They were so good. And the song was like pretty fast. And like we gave them different moves and combos, and they were really good. It was really
It was
fun.
insane. I went up to all three of them after and I went, "Okay, ladies, honestly, you could come right into a step advanced class with no issues. You could put a
Yeah.
step underneath you and you would have the moves, right?" They were that we were we were pretty impressed. We were like, "Yay." And then we kind of gave ourselves some kudos going, "No, they just had amazing instructors."
Yes. Yes. That's we did go there. We did go there.
Yeah.
And then what else happened? So our the food was pretty good.
Yeah.
We didn't overindulge. So for our Kickstart journey, so we will talk about that tonight. So one of the things that we want you guys to do that are in Zoom with us this evening, or if you're watching us live on social media and chat, please put in how you're doing with your commitments. Have you submitted them all on the website? Have you stopped submitting them for a reason? Have you still been doing them? How are you doing? We're doing, as best as we can with the hands we were dealt while this happened. We haven't stopped, so that's one of the good things. I've taken my
Yeah.
vitamins almost every single day for the last 40 or 30 some days. I've not stopped taking my vitamins. This is like the longest time I've been able to keep take my vitamins almost every day. I've been on Shape almost every day as well. Because what happens is I forget a day the next day because it's a commitment. I then get on it the next day no matter what. So I've only missed one day here or there throughout the entire time so far. So it's as much as I can do everything that we've been trying to do. I'm so proud of what the stuff I've been doing and where I've been tracking now on the website as well. I submit every day my commitments to see how I'm doing as well, because at the end I want to see how I did overall. So maybe I'll win a prize too. Hmm. How many times will my name be in there?
You don't get to win anything. I'll be honest with you. On the same boat where I've been committing to the stuff that I've been able to. So I'm doing my water more than anything. I'm still playing with the cats. The game thing, I'll be honest, the game thing actually has happened more than I thought, but not as often. Those 2 weeks, there was no games happening when we were not feeling well. Um, and I'm struggling more with the tracking in the book more than he is when it used to be easier for me. I will be honest with you. When I stopped feeling good, it was harder for me to get back to doing it. When we first started, it was really easy for me to do. So what I've just committed to myself right now is I'm gonna one night go back to the website and start tracking on the site and then honestly track those that I did track in the book and those that I have not tracked at all, so I can see where I land. I want to know where I land as far as in that sense. I think it's important, right? But I'm still proud of everything that we've accomplished and that we've done so far. And I just love the interaction that everybody's been having in the actual Kickstart group. All of you have been just so, you know, focused on just trying your best. And I hope that's what you're getting out of this. That's the most important part is just trying our best as often as we can or all the time, right? Trying your best all the time because there's nothing better than trying your best. There isn't. There's nothing better than just trying your best. So
And one of the things that we always said from the beginning, remember, what's the thing we said at the beginning of all this to all of you? We said it's not about being perfect and getting all 10 commitments every day. It's about doing the 42 days and just basically keeping track for 42 days of how you're doing with the commitments that you created for yourself. It's a learning experience. Some of you will realize at the end of the 42 days that, you know what, these commitments are too hard for me, or I need to tweak them and change them slightly because some of them don't work. Like I realize some of mine are too easy. For example, I talked about my having cheese as my snack, even though I've not gotten it every day recently because I have cheese curds in the fridge right now, and I'm eating some after this. So, but it'll be on my tracker, and it's gonna be all in there. But yeah, that to me is as long as I'm doing my best every day, and we're pretty sure tomorrow morning we're gonna do step. Hopefully, Jean-Luc feels good enough. But we our issue last week with step was we did one class and it killed us. It drained our energy after doing one class, and so we just weren't ready yet to keep doing classes. So yet yesterday when we did step at Rustic Mama, we had no issues. By the end of the class, we were fine. We were able to dance last night too, and had no issues. So I think we're back. Our lung capacity is back. So tomorrow morning, we're pretty sure we'll be doing step.
I have to say this about last night. The pink party they had last night was crazy how everybody was wearing pink. I've never seen so much pink in my life. It was a lot of fun. It was so funny. So
So I'm checking on people. So some people are saying fantastic, doing great, up to date. Uh, so some people say I'm doing great, but I need to submit them. Yeah, and remember, you guys have it all the way to October 31st to submit them. On October 31st, up till that date, I'll be waiting to get all the submissions, and after that date, that's when you'll get your final score of what your Kickstart score is, which as I explained before, is how many times you submitted your tracker throughout the 42 days. And that's all we're checking. And to us, that's all we need to check because we know that means you every day consciously went through your commitments, and that's all we want. Do you
and
want to
it's
say
so
something?
funny because yeah, I do actually, because I was just reading a comment here from Joyce. And it was like, she's like, I've been submitting daily, but I have been struggling with two or three. And I think when we struggle with something, we automatically think we're doing something wrong or we're doing something bad. And I just want people to realize that no, struggling with something does not mean you're doing it wrong or you're doing it, bad. It just means you're not doing it the way that works for you. In step class, you remember when we hold our ear and we find our balance, and I always tell people, I say this often, is if you're wobbly, that's actually a good thing because it's actually you practicing how to balance more, right? You're figuring out how to move more to keep that balance. That's what's struggling actually is the same thing. When you're having maybe you feel like you're having a hard time with something, it's because it's something new to you maybe, or it's something that you just don't appreciate as much or you like as much. But again, when you practice it more and you manipulate it or make it work for you, the struggle might not be there so hard as much anymore. So I like that. I'm glad that, and you know what? I'm also very proud of every single one of you talking about the fact that yes, some of these commitments are challenging or are struggling. I think it's really important that we talk about it because no one is perfect. No one is perfect. We all have our moments and there might be parts of our journey that are great and we are on target and we're always doing the everything to our 100%. And there's times when you just if you can make 50, that's okay too, right? It's okay too. So,
So the next message I see is from Darcy, and she said that not as well but trying. She not as well as she's wanted, but she's still trying, and that's kind of the two ways. Jean-Luc and I are firmly in that category. We had a vision of, oh my God, these 6 weeks we're going to be on track. We're gonna do these 10 commitments. We're going to focus, and then week 2 we get sick. And we never anticipated that happening. Of course, we should have thought of it. It's the fall, we get sick, but we didn't want to plan for the worst scenario, which was getting sick. That is the worst scenario for us, and so we didn't want to wait for that. So, and I know that Darcy, you hurt yourself. I think if I remember correctly, you have a sore knee, so you can't get mad at yourself for something that happened that is not in your control. And that's not what, and that's why we ask all you guys to just submit them every day. Because the only important thing about Kickstart is submitting your tracker. That's what's the only thing that's important. That's how you're going to get your score. Because you know why? The more you see these commitments every day, how how many of you are still thinking about them, even if you haven't looked at your sheet that day? How many of them the next morning you get up, oh, I know I have to do this today because this is my commitment. How many of you who had to stop for a week because you're sick or you hurt yourself, and then you come back to your commitment book again, you're like, oh my God, I have to do this today because you know it's in this list. And that's why we want you guys to click every day. That's why we want you guys to submit and be conscious because it's about recording it in your mind so that eventually it'll become second nature to you someday. And it might not happen this time because you know why? What you did this time, some of the commitments you created might not be a habit that's going to work for you. So next time, if you said yourself this time, I'm not gonna, for me, I guess I'll say, I'm gonna do leg challenge every day. That was my one. That's not even gonna try for the rest of the month because the rest of the week, because there's no way I'll be able to do the time it says now. For those of you still doing it though, kick ass, keep going. But for next
hmm
time, for me, in January when Kickstart comes back, so yes, Kickstart is coming back in January. We'll give you more details about that in a bit. But in for me, I'll probably in January say I will do the challenge, but it won't be a commitment. Because if I do a challenge, I know that I will do it with you guys every day because I'll want to do it, and also it means that if I'm sick, I won't stop. I won't do it if I'm sick, but I'll still do it after when I come back from being sick, and it won't be as hard next time. I also realized this challenge was very hard. It was a very difficult challenge so that's why those of you still doing it and sending your pictures every day and getting those scores, that's amazing because it's not easy. Like at this
we're
point, some of you
giving
are
you a
doing it,
standing ovation sitting down.
yeah, because it's not easy, okay? So that's the one thing I want you guys to think. This Kickstarter is not about being perfect. It's not about getting check marks every day. If you are amazing, that's I'm not saying negating that. All we're here to help you is to create habits. And so by
And being
one
accountable.
by being accountable to yourself for things you want to change in your life. That's what we created this for. So I love that Darcy said, and I love that you're still trying. And it goes right next to the next comment. Paulette said, and as we all know, Paulette went through something recently with her family, and so she said she's just back now, but she's slowly returning back. It's exactly what you do. We're still here. We're not going anywhere. And even during kickstands, when next week when kickstand starts, we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be here Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Nothing's going to change. We're not just disappearing. You're just not going to have specific topics the coming in the next 2 weeks. We'll have different guests. It'll be different. It won't be the same thing as when we're doing Kickstart because Kickstart is a focus period. You know why we're doing that? We learned that from P3. We learned that doing something for 90 days is too long. And we also realized that, you need breaks in between when you're doing these things because otherwise you lose your motivation. If we
What do
kept
they tell
going,
you when you're working out? You need a rest day, right? You need a rest
yeah,
day. And I'm not saying like this kickstart should be like free for all. That's not what we're saying, right? But it's time to realign what your commitments are, what your goals are, and then refresh the commitments that you feel like need to be refreshed, and then maybe add one or two new ones. Instead of thinking that, oh, I need to change them all completely, I can adapt the ones that I already have.
and I also want to note there's some people out there who, so because Marilyn said, I haven't submitted my for a few days lately, but I will be back up soon and submit a bunch soon. And I love that because even if you just submitted your ones on the first few days, I submitted all 20, 30 days in a row and at one shot because I had zero entry in the website. I had to catch up myself. I wasn't doing my commitment very well. So I had to catch up myself, but I caught up. Jean-Luc has to do the same thing. So you can wait till the end of Kickstart, grab your book, and then just start going through every day and putting all your commitments in all at one point. Just click, 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 one date, change the date, next date. You do all one after the other. So you can just submit it all at once if you want to wait like that. It's just, again, we're trying to make you do it every day because, again, it's to get you guys to remember those commitments. So I love you saying that, Marilyn. I can't wait to see your entries. Gwen says haven't done well, but I know you're not even doing well, Gwen. So you're still here. So that's all that matters. And hun, do you want to say something? Because I saw you raise your
Yeah,
hand.
I was just gonna say, maybe start looking rephrasing that where not having done well, but you've done what you've been able to do,
It's a life
right?
event again. There's a life event there. It's
I
again,
think I doing what you're able to do at this given time and moment is good.
yeah.
And sometimes it's good enough for you, and that's all that matters. So never think that you're not doing well.
I know. I want to make sure that, guys, I know Gwen's not the only one in this room who've gone through something this month that did not allow them to continue to do Kickstart to the full extent. We're prime examples right here, Jean-Luc and I. We're in the same boat. We're not going through the same things all of you guys are going through, but something caused us not to be able to do all 42 days. It does not mean that we're mad at each other or mad at ourselves for not being able to do it. Life happens. But you know what? Guess what? We're still thinking about those commitments now. So if you're still
Yeah,
thinking about them and you're here with us tonight, that means you're still willing to still somehow there's something keeping you wanting to keep doing this. So maybe in
your
January,
pilot light is not completely out, right? If there's still a little bit of flicker going and some burn and some passion there, you can light that pilot light again and just keep going. So never let that, never feel like there's never a little bit of energy there that'll get you back um, in the right direction.
Matilda and Nicole are doing well. Barb said she submitted all her commitments and she's noticed a pattern, which is very cool. She's seeing some things that she wants to work on during. She called it sidekick. I love that too. Not kickstand. She called it sidekick. That's kind of nice too. Sidekick. It's not on a side or kickstand or kickstart. Sidekick. No.
No, hun, I already told you that. That's what I wanted to call your accountability person is your sidekick.
All right. Is that what you're gonna do? Oh, okay. We'll talk about January. Debbie's also had a life event as well, so she can't exercise as much, but she's, still here tonight, so that's amazing. And she got her prize pack this week, so all of our winners from summer got their prizes. Rie, wasn't sure she was be doing this the entire climb. She didn't take that into account. And she's not always sure about being able to do 5 steps a day because now she's doing the stairs. But you're still being active, so and again, it's in a life event because you're now doing something that you were not planning to do originally when you started setting up your Kickstart commitments, which is fine. Donna says she's doing well, but she has to check the chocolate time next time to twice a week instead of once. She misses her chocolate. That's good. That's good. Nisha says she's struggled the last couple of weeks, which is completely fine. Uh, so Diane says she's having a hard time tracking in the book. She's struggled the last couple of weeks. If you can maybe clarify a bit more as to what you're having oh, maybe just because you've had a hard time tracking in a book. So maybe the book's not the way for you. Maybe you just track your commitments on a piece of paper on your fridge somewhere else. You put 1 to 12, 10 somewhere, and you put check boxes, and then you just check them off throughout the day, and that's how you track. So you have to find the way that works for you if the book does not work for you. Um, Joyce said she's been spinning daily, but she's struggling with 2 to 3. But she's been proud of how well she's been doing overall. She's also been weighing in daily, and she's not reacting to the one up, down pounds if she sees that. Charlotte saying she's still tracking, doing the best for her. Matilda's proud of herself. She's been doing like challenge for every week, and she's just doing this 2 minutes. She's doing a 2 minute wall squat, which is hard. Yes, the wall sits are hard. Uh, Joyce is doing it every day too, so good job. Will the books be on sale soon? Yes, I'll talk about that in a few seconds. And everybody's enjoying seeing people's positive posts. And everybody's okay. So awesome. So that's good understanding. We want to see how people are doing and how they're going throughout their 42-day kickstart. And remember, life events happen. You can't discourage yourself if something happened along the way. It's gonna happen. And you know what? If you feel that in the next 11 weeks during kickstand, you can commit to something else for yourself for 42 days, you can still do that on your own. Like you can still get the community to help you. If you want to commit to something on your own for 42 days during that 11-week period, go ahead. If a small group of you want to organize something and, you know, say like we're committing to this. Does anybody want to commit with us? And then you all post it on Facebook or something. Do that too. Anything you want to do is a fair game during that time. Okay, so a few people asked a few questions about Kickstand and the book. So the book should be out either tomorrow or Tuesday for Kickstand. Um, the uh the price will be, we don't know yet what the price is going to be because we have to put it on Amazon. But the book is going to be thicker because now it's 11 weeks instead of just 6. So it probably might be a little bit more expensive, but we'll let you all know what the price is at that point. And we're also planning to do some discounts at some point. So look out for that for especially for Kickstand, for Kickstart. So for Kickstart for January. January Kickstart starts on January 13th. It starts on the 13th of January, which is a Monday again. Our kickoff will be on January 12th, the Sunday. It'll be similar to what now. There's going to be some new things we're going to be adding next time. The book will be coming back, but the book will be very different. The tracking will be in there, but how you track your commitments will be very different. How you pick your commitments will also be more detailed. You'll actually have an activity to get you to drill down to find the commitments that work for you. So that's going to be in there as well. The recipes that we are doing on Thursdays during the 6 week period will be in the book, as well as the calendar of what we're doing. So every session that we're doing throughout the entire 6 weeks will be in the Kickstand book, the Kickstart book. The Kickstand book, the one that's coming out next week, will have also the entire schedule from now till December. So you guys will till January. So you guys will see every single day what classes we're doing, what sessions we're having. You won't have the exact description or what's going on in those sessions. It's just giving you the times that are happening. If the session is canceled, it's already going to be written in your track on the tracker that day. So you open up your book. Oh, they're
Not
not.
can Yeah, that there is no session not canceled. Because
Yeah,
if yeah,
yeah. If there's no session that day, it'll already be in a book. Oh, no sessions today. Oh, they're gone somewhere. Probably Sudbury or Windsor. So that's usually those 2 weekends. So you'll see that in the book that we're not there. So it'll actually say that now. So that's going to be the two books that are coming out. So Kickstart will be coming out soon after Kickstand. We're actually trying to finalize it as soon as possible. And that one too, we don't know what the price is going to be yet, but we'll let you know once we have more details on that. A few other things that we wanted to kind of give you guys in terms of announcements. Um, I want to let you guys all know about a few other informational bits of information. So number one is when I was talking about the stats. So when I was talking about your stats, a lot of you guys saw this last week in the Facebook group. I posted that some of you had got diamond and gold status. And so I'm actually going to explain to you guys what that means. So at the end of Kickstart, we are planning to create your dashboard that you have right now will have a certificate show up for you at the end of Kickstart that will say your level of what you achieved during Kickstart, the dates that Kickstart was at, and then just a congratulations for completing it. You could then print it and keep it as a keepsake, but it'll say diamond status if you've tracked every single day for 42 days on our website, you will receive the diamond status. If you've tracked 90% of the time, you will receive gold status, and there'll be a silver and a bronze status as well. So I think bronze is 50% to 75%, and I think the other one's 75% to 90 for silver, I think. So you'll actually get something even if you don't do it the entire time. So it's just a way to encourage you guys. Again, it's a way we're trying to make sure you guys do this because again, it's to create those habits in you, within you, and that's the main reason behind it. But we're trying to give incentives in there so that you guys feel encouraged to do it. So remember to check your stats board. So if you're someone who hasn't posted in a long time, I know some of you posted your trackers at the beginning and then life got in the way, and maybe you want to catch up. Remember, you go to the dashboard, click on stats. It'll show you where you've submitted and where you haven't submitted. So I know last week somebody messaged me and said, "Hey, I thought I submitted, thought I got 100%," and I said, "Just go check your stats." And I said, "See you on September, I don't know, September 12th. There's a zero there. That means or a no there. That means I didn't receive. We didn't receive an entry that day." And sometimes what happens is that you may either when you submitted that day, either you clicked the wrong date by mistake. Maybe you submitted the same date twice. That's happened a few times for people. So that could be what happened. So just check what the stats say, and if you're missing something, just go submit it again. Just go submit it again. And if next time it still doesn't show up, then let me know because that means there's something else not happening behind the scenes. But it should all show up because I have a pretty robust system that I've designed. Another favor I would ask is check the email address you type in when you submit your form. I've created a thing to match, but let's just say I get a lot of different emails sent to me that don't make sense. So I have to decipher who it really belongs to because some emails are at yahoo.cim, at yahoo.channel, something like that. So just if you can double check your email when you submit, it would help me a lot to save all my time if it's possible. But I'll fix it anyways. I'm just asking. Jean-Luc said I should ask because people said he said people might check for me. So I said okay, I'll ask then. I'll see if people will check. So that's that one announcement. The other thing that we want to talk about tonight is the next year's Rustic Mama retreats. So we are actually going to be going back to Rustic Mama next year to a bunch of dates. And I know a lot of you actually do these weekends. So we actually going to post on our website in the next few weeks the dates we're doing. But we're going to announce right now. I'm just going to name off some of the dates we're actually doing. So if you're already going, you can find out that we're coming to that Rustic Mama retreat. Or if you're not sure what you're going yet, you want to go weekend that we are going, then these are the dates that we're actually going to Rustic Mama. So next year we're doing uh, uh, Goddard's Camp Kintail on in February 28th to March 2nd, and then we're also doing Camp Kintail March 21st to March 23rd. We're doing Camp Erewhon in Muskoka on May 30th to June 1st. We're doing White Pine in Halliburton from June 13th to June 15th and September 12th to September 14th. And then we're also doing Kintail again September 19th to September 21st. And we're also doing in between that Bougie Mamas. For those of you who are not sure what Bougie Mamas is, it's an upscale version of Rustic Mamas. And what that means is that we're actually going to an inn and there's actually a spa, indoor pool, outdoor pool, all the 5-star restaurant, all the stuff you expect at a resort. And we actually are running a Rustic Mama weekend there. So you actually get a nicer room, and it's just part of the experience. The next year's the one we're doing next that has a room is in Kawartha Lakes at Egan Ridge Resort Golf and Spa on May 9th. It's a Mother's Day weekend. So if any of you are looking for Mother's Day gifts, ask your children. I want to go to Rustic Mama next Mother's Day. I don't need to see you guys. Just send me away. I just want to do time away with my friends. Just like ask your children to just send you there, and you'll have to get to hang out with us. So that's next Mother's Day. So if you want more details, like I said, it'll be on our website in the next few weeks. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up was our upcoming events, which is next in 2 weeks. We're going to Farm Boy in Pickering. We are going to have lunch at Moxie's first or Pickle Barrel. because I think we might ask people what they prefer. So Pickle Barrel or Moxie's. We'll send you guys an email soon to figure that out. And we're also then going to go to Farm Board to go do our groceries with all of you. So we'll just shop together. And it's a cool store. So if you've never been, come shop to Farm Board with us. Honey, is there anything you want to add? Anything else you want to add? Are you feeling any
No,
better?
you've been on a roll, so I've just been letting you talk. I'm just tired. I could tell. I could feel how tired I am right now, and I can feel it in my nose. If that sounds weird.
And I see some other people commented in chat that Nicole said that she's here tonight because she's clinging to a lifeline. She's not doing all her commitments, but she's doing her best and still trying. And that's all that matters. And that's the main goal of this. It's not to be perfect. That's why like there's never from the get-go, we said from day one, we're not expecting you to get all 10 commitments every day. We're not expecting you to be perfect. We're expecting you to just be conscious of them and submit them every day. And if some days it's no commitments, then it's no commitments. You know what? It still gives you a ballot on the contest. You can submit, you can just sit, check box number one. Say you've done no commitments the entire time. You say, I just want to get my score of diamond. You just need to go every day to say one date, one date, one date, and just submit them all. There you go. So it doesn't matter. It's you just do your best, try your best. It's not about getting anything. It's just about trying your best the entire time. So I'm glad that you're here. Uh, okay, no problem. Okay, perfect. So, on that note, I think we'll end the session for tonight because, like I said, we're tired. Well, go ahead, hun. We can't hear you. You're muted. Okay. Well, do you want to say goodbye?
I do want to say goodbye. I was just saying I'm good now. I'll tell you something after. It's so funny. I just don't want to say it live. I want to tell everybody else in the Zoom room though. So I'll wait.
Okay. Okay. So, for those of you watching on YouTube or if on Facebook, we are logging off. We're going to give the word of the day to everybody, and we'll see you on tomorrow morning. That's the plan. So we'll try our hardest. If you get an email, we apologize in advance, but right now the plan is to step tomorrow morning, for sure tomorrow night, because we liked it on the weekend. Finally, I could breathe. So, bye everybody.